This season we start off at Brands Hatch on the short circuit. We then go to Thruxton.
And then Mallory Park, Alton Park,
Mondello Park. Then we go to Croft.
Knockhill, then Snetterton,
Silverstone. Cadwell Park.
back to Alton Park.
Donington.
And then we finish the season at Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix circuit. Paul was the first one, which we had back in the Phil Giles days. Glenn Richards, I thought, had been here long enough. Brucey, the New Zealander, he wants to hang upside down all the while. Dean Thomas, my other rider, came over with Glenn originally. Steve, my son, he's doing pretty good. Johnny T, he's our engine builder. Roy jumped on the team with us. Lee works for me Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. Frank and Kim, the lorry drivers, they're both tyre people. Tina, she's one of the brolly dollies, she enjoys that bit. My wife, she just likes work really. I'm trying to slow her down at the moment.
We've been supplied with video cameras to do video diaries basically. As a run up to each round. I'm sitting here on my motorhome trying to relax at the moment. But it looks like I've got to do my video diary again. To just take them everywhere we go really.
The ambitions of myself and the lads is doing World Superbike, and we'll keep striving to get onto that podium. I think we all got mixed up. We got so many tyres thrown at us that we got ourselves a little bit mixed up there.
I had a little bit of a problem. I got the chicane a bit hot on one lap, and I ended up running over a curb. That was the end result really. I hit a curb there, and that Thruxton, the curb's sort of about that high, so if you hit them, you're off. Unfortunately, I landed very heavily on my left arm here, and the bone came out the skin, and then I fractured up through the elbow joint itself.
Just could not get the times down.
I nearly went over the curb where I crashed last year.
Yeah. Japan did not figure on that being a superbike racing bike.
Where do we come?
Fifth. And sixth.
I raced British bikes, matchless Velocet, and then the very last bike that I bought myself in 1976. I bought a 350 water-cooled Yamaha direct from the factory, uncrated it and did the first meeting back at Donington Park on it. That was the first time, so sorry, it'd be 77 that. Really enjoyed that bike, just an unbelievable, I mean, race matchless the thing was like a rocket ship to you know. Enjoyed riding that, let my mate ride in the Manx Grand Prix, finished 12th on it.
Stuart's always been into motorcycles and motorcycle racing, having done the TT in his younger days and some racing. So once it's in your blood, I think you can't get it out.
Around about 86 we bought WP White Power, the concession, to sell that here. Got very involved with that, so ran the Grand Prix trucks for them at road racing and at motocross, all the services, and that's where I taught myself and was taught by WP all about suspension and chassis, and I've always liked that side of the motorcycling world really. Lads, the other day here there's a Brands Hatch practice ticket that in 1968 when I went practicing there it was £1.10 for the £1.10 shillings, which nobody will understand now for the day.
We started off motocrossing first, which is a different ball game to what we're doing now. But once I got into that, and we travelled about all over the continent and the UK with teams, and then Stuart decided he was going to do the racing again. It was just sort of a gradual progression, and it sort of creeps up upon you. You know, it's not something that one day you're doing something else, the next day we were doing Hawk Kawasaki. It's been a gradual development up to the point we are at now.
I remember in 1977 in the World Tiffany Motocross Championship, a Russian called Moiseyev, and in his broken English, he said he never wanted a tuned engine because 99% of tracks were corners. And it was something that always sort of lived with me, really, and I thought, Christ, he's right there, you know. So if you get a bike to stop, go around corners, you're halfway in the ball game. So I've always concentrated on those areas. For sure, you know, now with superbikes you do need a real quick motor, but I'm still interested in getting the things to stop straight and get them around corners. After we stopped doing WP, I ran a World Kawasaki team with John Reynolds and David Jeffries in '95 that was. And then sort of decided to have a bit of a rest, which lasted a few months. We then progressed to Phil Giles and Gordon Blackley the following year, and we missed the championship by 1 point. We then moved on to Gordon Blackley and Mark Burr, these were all with 750 Kawasaki's. And it became apparent then, a lot of people and riders were saying, you know, Cross, your bikes are good, your bikes are quick, and we'd grown from one bike and a transit van and winning the championship. And whatever I do, I try to do it so the thing looks right. We're always clinical, because one thing I hate is dirty and scruffy motorcycles. That's one of my pet hates. So I thought, it's really about time I look for a good rider. And halfway through a season, and I can't remember what year it was, Kawasaki, their factory team had big hiccups, and they were running, I think, Steve Plater and Michael Rutter. And I was approached, could Rutter ride one of my bikes at Mallory Park, because the official team had run out of money. So I built a spare bike, and I knew Michael from old because he'd ridden for me in 1993 on Kawasaki's with Med Kawasaki's. And I think he had 2 5th positions on my bike, and from that I thought, it's about time we put somebody on that can really do the bikes justice.
We're here at Mallory Park today just to do some testing prior to a meeting coming up.
Mallory Park test, we needed to try a new tyre that Dunlop had given us, so the 200, so we needed to do laps on that tyre.
Yeah, we're still trying to sort out what compounds we're going to use. We put in a request to Dunlop, and Dunlop issue the tyres and charge accordingly. We're just a little unsure. He's just mentioned a different tyre that is not on the spec sheet, so we need to go and find out what exactly he said.
We just got to run through a test procedure, testing tyres, suspension, various other things. So hopefully the weather's going to be good, and we'll see what happens.
You're not under pressure, so you're more relaxed. The rider's more relaxed as well, because, you know, he doesn't have any time scale so tight on him. And yeah, that was good. Even though we only got 1 hour, we learned straight away the bike wasn't far away.
Then it rained, so we only managed to get the first session in.
No, it's it's raining.
It's just a shame that we didn't get to do the whole lot, really. It was only 2 hour sessions, 1 hour sessions. The first one was dry with a few little sprinkles, and I think I was second quickest in the test.
P2, happy I think. Yeah, just clicking on the laps at the moment, yeah, looks good.
Which doesn't surprise me, like the Mallory Park does suit my riding style. Then it rained for the second one, and that was that cut short.
What do you think, Dean, to the weather situation?
It was pointless going back out because the track was wet, so that was that at the end of the day.
Well, the weather's rubbish, so we're going to go home. That's it, we've had enough.
We came away with Glen happy with what the rear tyre was doing, so we learned something for sure.
Third race of the season.
My home circuit of Mallory Park, which is another tight one.
Yep. Here we are, Dino's motorhome. I have to borrow Dean's motorhome because I'm going home tonight. I didn't want to lug all the camera equipment.
Well, it's the third round of the championship, and we're at Mallory Park. It's the local circuit for Hawk Kawasaki. We haven't really done an awful lot of testing here, to be honest. So for me, it's not really a lot different than any other racetrack.
Mallory Park, Saturday afternoon. we've had a really good day. The Hawk Kawasaki team are 3rd and 4th on the grid. I managed to qualify 3rd, and Dino's 4th, so it's quite good.
Both bikes in front row, which is a pretty good result. I mean, we've gradually been chipping forward each round, so I mean, it's all moving on nicely.
We've got a HM plant, Hawk Kawasaki front row, which is exciting. It's good for our little team.
Kianari's dominated again in qualifying, which is a little unusual really for somebody to be so dominant in the first 3 rounds of the championship. But we're going to do our best and chug away.
Kianari's been the fastest all weekend again, which is starting to wear thin on most of us, I think. So I think if we can get away with him and stay with him for as long as possible, we're going to have to try and maybe do some manoeuvres on him to put him off a little bit, otherwise we're not going to see which way he goes, I think. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
I've just had a red flag, so I think Kianari went down there. So we're just like, got to find out what the race distance is going to be, and then we'll decide what tyre to put in and start again, really.
Kianari's crashed out, so obviously the red flag come out straight after that. Which is a bit of a shame, really. The boys are going good, but obviously they feel that he might be injured, so they'll just go and tidy up and make sure he's fine and restart. With what laps we've got less, but it'll just be a shootout this year, so we'll see what happens.
Kianari's been the fastest all weekend again, which is starting to wear thin on most of us, I think. So I think if we can get away with him and stay with him for as long as possible, we're going to have to try and maybe do some manoeuvres on him to put him off a little bit, otherwise we're not going to see which way he goes, I think. So
Needed to try a new tyre that Dunlop had given us.
And they've all got 200s in and stuff,
Yeah,
and
so yeah,
various random choices. And
We made a breakthrough with the rear shock. We found some new settings.
Mallory Park's a difficult one because everybody assumes Mallory Park home circuit, we should be running right up the front. And for me, I'd done half an hour around Mallory Park. That was it, and that was in November. Just struggled with quite a bad rear shutter. And then I'm fighting the thing. As soon as you start to fight the bike, your muscles just lock up. So about, I think it was 10 laps to go. Just pump solid, and once that happens, you're finished. It's just a matter of trying to hang on and get to the finish line, to be honest.
Kawasaki are changing their bike next year, so I don't really want him to go having an operation just for something that could be a short-term issue. As I sort of said, he's doing a lot of other things. That both boys are going off to have a fitness test, looking at his diet and other things, because there could be other things that are causing it as well. So we're trying to look at other options really before we go chopping his arm up.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
Maybe the work that I normally have to do at Mallory Park, I hadn't got my finger right on the pulse there.
It's just not slightly seated right on the rim, so we're just going to have to go out there and hopefully it might be all right. If it is quite bad up and down, it'll be like chattering.
Both Dean and Glen, they're in real good positions. They've got good stats, and then the race will be stopped.
Long drive across a dusty plain, clear my eyes, clear my brain. Guess I needed some time. You and I are at the stage where we stay together or make a change. We both know that it's right. Avoiding the future won't cut it anymore. We need to decide, 'cause I can't stay in this place all my life. Are we worth it?
JR's in second and Dean's in 5th at the moment.
Killing time together on a
I bet Kianari leaves him for dead.
I'm not trying to force your hand. I just wanna know where I stand.
It's going to be nerve-wracking. Come on, Dino. Red flag, red flag.
one. We've got a red flag, so got to start that one again.
There's no use pretending.
At that point, I thought we've definitely got hold of this now.
And Dean, I think when he gets especially the forks, once they feel sort of right at one track, he doesn't change them too much, because they're not that far off for the next track. And things went right, Mallory. I mean, we're a bit unlucky in the race because it was stopped many times.
New rule, boss.
The rule says it's whatever laps are left. It's
Exactly.
a race.
You won't be able to restart on that race.
So we're just waiting confirmation, really, to see what happens. But the rider's still out on the track at the moment, so they had to restart yet. They red flagged it, so that's it. We've got to just assess the situation, really, and see what happens.
We're all mucking in and doing the menial task as well as the technical stuff. Then it makes you a closer group. And if you're a closer group and you understand each other better, then you work better together. And I think that's probably one of our strong points.
And then another restart, so they sort of got a bit of bad luck there, really.
I don't wanna hear you whisper. I don't wanna hear you moan. I don't wanna listen to you talking on the telephone. Always talking on the telephone. Nothing's ever how it should be. Nothing's ever good enough. I'm tired of hearing all the reasons why you really had it tough. You really, really had it tough. It's the morning after, the night before, and your paranoia scratching out the door.
See, I ever won a superbike race. Never won one. That's all.
One foot in the grave. Could have been a real contender. Could have been a movie star. Everybody used to tell you.
Oh! Bloody hell, who's that? Yeah, Taz there, look, what's that? The red flagged it, chaps, red flagged it.
Shouldn't wear when you're filming, should I?
We're regridding the old saga, so yeah, we'll be back on the grid.
Unfortunately, we've had so many restarts. Well, the tyre I've been racing on, I've already used 2 new ones and we didn't have another one, so we just had to go and borrow one off someone. Obviously, you can't put a new one on because it'll be cold, won't heat up in time, so I managed to steal one off another team that's already hot and swap it onto our rim. So at least I'm going back out because I was spat my dummy in because I thought I was going to have to go out to the rerun with a hard tyre on. So, got the right tyre on now, so I'm happy.
Another restart.
It did make it hard work, but Glen they both had brilliant rides.
I'm coming, Kim, no panic. I'm knackered.
Bit nerve-wracking at the moment. Glen's looking good. Glen's looking good. And Dino's just got to keep battling, I think. He's doing well, though.
Do you think your nerves will hang out, Stuart?
Mallory went right, actually. It was pretty smooth, yeah. No real wild changes to the bike. Everything was going pretty well, really.
To go there and qualify in the front row and come out of there with it was a 4th and 5th from memory, 2 top 5 results anyway, which that was a definite result. Disappointed because I missed out on a podium by half a bike, but that was a good round. And
The lads couldn't have rode any harder. Both riders couldn't have any harder. Mechanics couldn't have any more. The team was stretched right to a maximum, which is good on a race. It's a good weekend. We've got in front of HM Plant Honda on a little Pegs Green team, in a village. So that's giant killing act again, really, to have pushed them that hard. So I'm over the moon. Both had great rides there. So for being on my local circuit, I was well happy with that.
the bike was definitely 100% better as a package at Mallory, and the results showed it.
I need to be informed.
Why's that?
Because I'm the leader of the team, that's why. Spoken to so many people this year, a lot of promises, a lot of disappointment, and we do need another real 200 grand. We need to be testing.
15th, wasn't it? Yeah, just a point. He won't be very happy with that, I don't think. That's it.
You know, fractured my collarbone, so I'm out for a weekend, and